Once again, it's another week and welcome to Doing Business in Ghana on Capital Television. My name is Sana Atoklo. The Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana are unhappy about certain economic policies by government. Both establishments have their own understanding of how things should operate, particularly at the ports. Government believes that the members of the association are the reason why the revenue agencies are unable to meet their targets because they connive and rob the state through tax evasion. The Importers and Exporters Association also believe that certain policies by government are inimical to their operations. Can we find a middle ground for both establishments to work together for the good of Mother Ghana? My guest on the show today is the Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Mr. Samson Asaki. Mr. Asaki, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you on the show.
It's a pleasure.
Let me ask you, what do you have against the task force working at the port?
Now, special task forces coming into this operation. We, from where I sit, we see it to be a double kind of a jeopardy, or everybody is just looking for an opportunity to paint or to give a kind of bad image to the importers and exporters in this country. Indeed, this that be limited to the importer.
Yes, but in the past, stories we hear, aren't they true that your members underdeclare and therefore the state loses so much out of your operations?
That is absolutely untrue. Absolutely lies. I'm saying absolutely lies because if you recall my submission, my earlier submission, I've made mention that if an importer arrives in the country, you presented what we call bill of lading, you presented what we call invoices, original invoices, presented any document.
But the invoices sometimes can be manufactured.
Can be templates?
Yeah.
Good. So that is why I also said that when they get to the custom division, they also do what we call uplifting.
Okay.
That if I declare that I bought this,
so you don't have any. Do you have issues with the uplifting, for instance? Do you have issues with it?
We have importers who genuinely, truly bring the original documentations of goods being purchased by them or being supplied to them by their suppliers, and those suppliers are big companies that you can have evidence. And the government of Ghana, through the custom division, can send representatives to go and cross-check from their original books from the day one of the when they were shipping the cargo to know that is it a true
value
documentation or value. But you see, we are dealing with it's a human institution. Yeah. We might not, I cannot sit there and say, oh, every importer is the same. No. But the point is that at least an importer presented a documentation. Yes. An inspection company did the evaluation. Yes. When they get to the custom division, did they do what we call uplifting? It is true. At times, when they get to fiscal examination and by the time you will release, is there what we call short collections that the importer will have to go back and pay before finally can be released? It is true. And the argument we are making here, globally, by custom law, it is the custom officials that is mandated to do fiscal examination of cargo or goods being imported to the country. Not any task force. It has nothing to do with task force. It has absolutely nothing to do with task force.
How would you respond to some of the stories that we hear that the task force is being able to uncover certain things and retrieve certain monies from people who had operated through the port and had evaded tax?
I think I was at a program somewhere and I said, look, the documentation that you are using or the figures that you are using, talking of 2005 till date, that people imported into the country has invaded the taxes into this country. It's not their documentation. It is someone's work. It is a natural mirror. And I asked a question. Is it only the importers section that ANAS has done investigation in this country? ANAS did a similar thing at DVLA. ANAS did a similar thing at other government agencies, government departments. And this is that their duty does not limit to only the port, but in terms of revenue leakage in general, the current issue of Asophoton, is it Asophoton? The current issue of Suba, the current issue concerning the Sada and other things that all came, Jida and other things. Why didn't they go and collect the money? The point is the importer, or most of the importers that are international men and women who are doing business here. So when you see state using state security, using state officials against you, I mean, to keep quiet and do your business is to just give them the money. But those who are giving them the money, I'm telling you, I'm putting to you that those who are even paying the money are complaining that they are just trying to tarnish their companies by using them as a scapegoat. And though they are paying, some of them are paying the money, but they are not happy if you get close to them.
But they evaded tax, didn't they?
They evaded tax. If I bring the system that I took you through, the way the bureaucracy that one has to go through before you pay your duty, haven't they gone through that? Whose duty is to make sure that you pay the right tax?
So they might have connived with the custom officials or the revenue agencies at the port. For instance, they do physical inspection. So they could go and look into the container and assume that, okay, I declare that I brought in 50 refrigerators, 70 television sets, but on the paper, the customs official would have declared that, oh, you brought in only 30 refrigerator and 20 and television sets. The rest, where does it go? He under declares it. So
now then comes the question that I will ask the special task force to clear off all the customs officials at the port and come there to do the work by themselves, if they have that mandate. That's where the legal questions arises. I will say, I will rather suggest to them that if they had consulted us, that if you think the officers are conniving and condoning with the importers, transfer them and bring. There are a lot of custom officers in the borders. There are a lot of custom officers sitting. Go to the headquarters, sitting there. They're already bring them. Bring those who are ready to work for the state. Bring them in. Those who are not ready, put them to the border and other areas that they cannot have work to do. Or of course, you can fire them. Of course, if they are stealing, if they are conniving with importers. Look, we want them to know that the importers and exporters of this country, indeed the importer, this question stands for the importer. The importers are doing a great job. The importers are contributing to the socio-economic growth of this country. The importers are giving employment to the Ghanaian youth in this country, and therefore their privacy, their integrity, their image, their hard-working reputation, that we from the Importer and the Exporter Association will not compromise. We will keep on alerting government that some of the policies they are introducing that has to cripple their businesses, we will let government know. Some of the policies that they will introduce that will bring hazard to our members, we will let government know. So we will not relent. As they say, they will not relent. We will not relent. We will keep on until they, until they say, okay, they are closing us, they said we are illegal people. The point is, we are legally registered. We have all the institutions, we have all the regulations to run as an association. And whether the person is a paid up member, let me emphasize, whether it is the person is a paid up member or not a paid up member, it's an automatic member. So far as the association, the objective and the aims was behind that, the reason that we want to protect the importer and the exporter. That's the interest. Their interest paramount. We will be there for them.
The Trade Ministry, as part of measures to protect the local industry, we're told is planning to ban the importation of certain goods. But your members or your association is against that. You're planning to petition the president. Do you want to kill the local industry?
You haven't made mention of future of the goods that you are planning to curtail. So until you put the question to me, I wouldn't know what.
Why do you want to petition the president on the Trade Ministry's moves? Why do you intend to petition?
You are refusing to. The country currently does not produce rice to even meet our domestic consumption demand. So the businessman look and say, okay, I can bring rice somewhere to substitute or to beef the shortage, and that's what they're doing. Until when? I really think that, not that we are not supporting government of Ghana. I told you that I'm a Ghanaian. We are all Ghanaians as we are discussing. You'll be happy that if Ghana is producing much more rice, feed themselves, and are also exporting to other countries for foreign exchange to come so we can inject into our economy. So this has to do with a long-term planning, not like the politicians are trying to rush to do something just to satisfy other international donor partners or whatever for that purpose. We want reality, practicality. We are saying that from the Importer and Exporter Association perspective, we would like to see government saying they have invested $30 million, $50 million to Aveme rice farming, the northern region, upper west, upper east, central region, eastern region, wherever, and Volta region, wherever we can, rice cultivation, we can produce rice in high quantity. Given, hold on, given the machinery, fertilizer, all the input, all the technicalities to make sure that we produce to meet the demand and export. When that time comes, so we should be looking at a long-standing policy. We should be looking at 5 to 10 years to come, but not within 1 month, 6 months. Guess we can see we are canceling this, we are banning this, we are doing it. At the end of the day, it's going to affect us the more.
You're still watching Doing Business in Ghana on Capital Television. Our guest today is the Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association, Mr. Samson Asaki.
Awingobit. Samson Asaki Awingobit. Yeah,
Awingobit. For most Ghanaians, owning their own homes has been impossible for various reasons. Let us introduce you to Kingdom Capital Ghana Limited, a real estate and building construction firm with your safety and security at heart. Kingdom Capital has within the Kingdom City Enclave litigation-free serviced plots available for sale at Katapo Kwabenya, Ayi Mensa near Pediase Lodge, Amanfrom, Dentra, Eburi, Somanya near Akuse Junction, Gomwa near White Sands, Dawenya near Central University, Kwekrum near Ojobi, and Ademan near Pukwase. The other good news is we have special discounted rates for groups. The prices are affordable. You can call or visit any of our offices at Dansoman near Datu School. Reach us on 0302 327 941 or at Wager on 0501 339 701. You may also pick a form and make payments at any Capital Line Microfinance branches at Mataheko, Dansoman, Bubuashi, Eburi, or Insawam, or reach us on 0302 327 941 or 0501 339 706. 0501 339 717 for more details. You can also log on to our website www.kingdomcityaccra.com. Kingdom City, combination of comfort and secure lifestyle.
Life affords everyone many opportunities for self-advancement. Just a few can see. Take your business to the next level. You define how and where you want to take it and leave the rest for us to do. For all your business, trade and finance loans, personal loans, educational and rent advance loans, investment advisory services, talk to Capital Line Investments Limited. We offer very competitive interest rates and give you the best customer services in processing your loan facilities. Stop groaning in the dark. Take that step and come to us for your life-changing and transforming moments. Contact us on 030-7032-201, 030-7032-202, 030-2320-663, 050-1339-708. Send us an email on capitalline.invest@gmail.com. or visit our website www.capitallinegroup.com. Capital Line Investments Limited, your total solutions point for your financial challenges.
This is your business platform, Doing Business in Ghana on Capital Television. Today we are hosting the Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Mr. Samson Awingobit. And as you heard, he's elaborated why they are not against the task force per se, but they believe that due process must be followed. But government didn't say they're going to ban totally the importation of rice. They said they would take a second look at the volumes that are imported into the country so that we redirect some of the resources that are used in importing into producing or into helping the local industry to grow.
Talking of to produce, you are talking, you have to plant something, you have to water it, you have to harvest it, you have to go through the corn mill and everything. I mean, to make sure that its rice is ready for consumption, isn't it? It doesn't take 6 months, it doesn't take 1 year. So it's something that we want to boost. We want to produce and also eat and can export. We are talking of 5, 10 years, my brother. Let's call it practical. Let's call it a spit. I'm not speaking for politicians, so I don't want to behave like a politician here. I want to behave like a businessman, a practical, the people that we speak for them. That not that the importers are happy to be importing all the time. If they also get taken export, do you know that if you export, you get more money than if you import? Yes? When you export, you get more money. Now that they are talking about EPA, the government is trying to talk of champion for EPA, to sign EPA.
One of the things we'll be talking
Absolutely.
about.
So when we export, and we get the market to export, we will bring more money back to the country. So we haven't gotten there. When we get there, we will support government.
So you don't think that the move by the Trade Ministry is in the right direction?
We want to encourage the State Ministry, the Trade Ministry, to give the people money to invest, not to say we are not going to look for grant. And that's some of the statement the minister has been saying. Government will be looking for. Government, has they acquired? Have they given to the people? We are talking about practical terms. Government should come and tell you, we have given these people this amount of money.
How often do you engage government in policies that they draw up or they intend to implement? How often do you engage your association? How often do you engage government on these things?
As an association, we are barely, I may say, we are young. We just came, officially was registered, given all the documents, I think this year, somewhere in January. And I can tell you, we were even supposed to meet the president. He directed us to have a meeting with the Minister of Trade and Industry. We have so far had meetings with other stake institutions that is concerned with, have connection with our, the business that we are doing. So we are still growing. We just came barely some few months ago. And so we, at least if we put out an information out there and the relevant institutions are ready to listen, are ready to invite us, we will be there for us to discuss. So we are prepared to discuss issues with government day in, day out.
Could this also be the reason why there seemed to be some kind of tug of war between the association and government in terms of government decisions, government policies, that government doesn't understand your position well, you also do not understand government's position, because government needs to generate revenue?
There is what we call Ghana Securities Authority in this country. By law, they're supposed to develop and protect and defend importers and exporters. They call it CPES in this country. But sometimes we see that globally, CPES councils are always private like our own. So that if government is bringing policies that will cripple the people that you are defending businesses, you can put it to government. Either diplomacy way, when I say diplomacy way, we can write to them quietly, and when they are not acting, you come to the public, as we always come to the public to let government know. The point is, if you are serving people, let them know that you are really serving them. Now, somehow, what happened, I wouldn't know. Ghana Securities Authority now is an authority. So there's a minister responsible to that sector. Okay. Now the CEO, who is Dr. Kofi Mbia, would have to take instructions from his minister. Okay. That is the Transport Ministry. Yeah. Now the Transport Minister is the cabinet minister in this country. Yeah. Now before government comes up with policies, cabinet will have to sit on it, bring it to Parliament, and parliamentarians pass it into law. So if your boss were part and parcel of this process, you cannot come to the media and fight or put it out there and say, look, we kick against this. So there is a need for the importers themselves to have their own voices, which is independent as we are. That when government does something, we will always. But you know what? There are some of the laws that was passed in this country at the time that this association wasn't there. If the association were to be there at those days or at that time, immediately we hear a bill, if once the bill goes or once the policy goes to Parliament, to government's right law, Parliament to do something, we will have petitioned the sector minister not to change this policy there. We will have petitioned the Speaker of Parliament. We will have even gone there with placards if they refuse to demonstrate for them to know that we are not interested with whatever policy they were bringing. But unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately is that things used to be done at the time there was no strong and advocate association like this. And so as we speak now, before even government does anything, we have to look twice. Hey, what would the association people say?
You're still watching Doing Business in Ghana on Capital Television. For most Ghanaians, owning their own homes has been impossible for various reasons. Let us introduce you to Kingdom Capital Ghana Limited, a real estate and building construction firm with your safety and security at heart. Kingdom Capital has within the Kingdom City Enclave litigation-free serviced plots available for sale at Katapo Kwabenya, Ayi Mensa near Pediase Lodge, Amanfrom, Dentra, Eburi, Somanya near Akuse Junction, Gomwa near White Sands, Dawenya near Central University, Kwekrum near Ojobi, and Ademan near Pukwase. The other good news is we have special discounted rates for groups. The prices are affordable. You can call or visit any of our offices at Dansoman near Datu School. Reach us on 0302 327 941 or at Wager on 0501 339 701. You may also pick a form and make payments at any Capital Line Microfinance branches at Mataheko, Dansoman, Bubuashi, Eburi, or Insawam, or reach us on 0302 327 941 or 0501 339 706. 0501 339 717 for more details. You can also log on to our website www.kingdomcityaccra.com. Kingdom City, combination of comfort and secure lifestyle.
Life affords everyone many opportunities for self-advancement. Just a few can see. Take your business to the next level. You define how and where you want to take it and leave the rest for us to do. For all your business, trade and finance loans, personal loans, educational and rent advance loans, investment advisory services, talk to Capital Line Investments Limited. We offer very competitive interest rates and give you the best customer services in processing your loan facilities. Stop groaning in the dark. Take that step and come to us for your life-changing and transforming moments. Contact us on 030-7032-201, 030-7032-202, 030-2320-663, 050-1339-708. Send us an email on capitalline.invest@gmail.com or visit our website www.capitallinegroup.com. Capital Line Investments Limited, your total solutions point for your financial challenges.
How have taxes affected your operations?
Huge. so huge, and that alone is even scaring importers, or some importers are winding up their businesses. They cannot import again because you bring the goods, you pay so much tax, you come to the market to sell. By the time you want to go back for your second trip, you have to borrow money, and every importer who's watching you, you and I, would testify. If your cameramen and women want, they can hit to the street, go to the port, go to the market, go to Abusukai, go to Accra Central, go to Kumasi, go to Temahia, go to La Paz, ask the importers. That no importer who gets, if you raise $40,000 or 25 is even small, $50,000 to go and bring goods, by the time you clear them, finish selling, you have no choice than to borrow more money to go back and bring another cargo to this consignment to this country. So that alone has even dropped import into the country, and that is why government cannot meet its revenue target. The reason is that too much import duty, too much taxes has been channeled. Anytime government, not only this government, that I must be frank with you, anytime government of successful government want revenue for this country, they have no choice, they have no options, they only look at the importer. The point is that they only see the weaknesses of the importers. The importers are not one mouth. Importers does not have one common association. Importers did not realize if an importer struggles at the port and clears goods, that is all. He doesn't think of what will happen tomorrow and who is there to check or to defend on my behalf. It was as a result of this that we thought there was a need for the Importer and Exporter Association to come to really strongly advocate the plight of importers to government, and that was why we set up this association.
But when they import, at the end of the day, they pass on the extras in terms of the taxes and all those things onto the final consumer. So why should they complain?
I am telling you that if an importer even bring and pass it on, at the end of the day, if the importer want to go back and bring a consignment, he has to borrow money, because you cannot project that by the time I finish selling my cargo, the dollar will be at 3 cedis or 4 cedis.
Thank you very much. That was the Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Mr. Samson Awingobit. My name is Sana Atuklu. Make a date with us same time next week.